Hello, hello. Thought I'd be prepared today, but I wasn't prepared. I need to join the Boy Scouts. The Boy Scouts motto is, be prepared. Remember that anyone can see what you write. Really? Got it. Okay, fine. Bye. Hello, everybody. Hi, Dan. Hi, Emily. Mr. Talbot, straight in at the beginning. How are you? Rachel, hi. Aussie Blitz, hi. Eric D. Johnson, hi. So, how is everybody? All keeping warm in this horrible, horrible, horrible weather that we've got. This is all Kevin's fault as well. My favourite lipos. Seen better days. Got to sort these out before they burn the house down. Ugh. Nasty. So yeah, Jack was happy. There are his lipos that we killed. Tristan, evening. Chris, evening. RC Blitz, Toby G, hi. Blow it up. Yeah, I've got to do that. Got to get round to it. Need to put some charge in it though. Need a proper fire. None of this smoky stuff. Seb, evening. Long time since you've been on here. Killed your lipos today. How'd you do that? Craig, RTF Cars, evening. Itchy eyeball. Evening, Alistair. The most annoying thing was I think we killed the brand new ESC as well. I've had to solder this bit back in. And then what I have noticed on these Max 6s, they're not putting much potting around these terminals. So I've soldered it back in and then put a load of epoxy resin to try and hold it in there a bit better. Whether it's going to work or not, I don't know. Only one way to find out though. Otherwise it's a brand new Max 6 as well. It could turn out to be a very expensive crash. Evening, just in case. Lovely name. Crowboy 35. Hi. Speed Freak. Buongiorno. Isaac. Good morning or good evening. Just make a low rest pack. Yeah, I've soldered one lipo. I don't intend on soldering anymore. My butt was going. That door was open, and my butt was going like you wouldn't believe as I was soldering it. Evening, Dan. Currently enjoying Stella's in Berkshire Beer Garden. Lovely, very nice. I hope you've got the heaters on. Evening, David Stone. How are you? I know all about crashing, mate, because this thing crashed. Took it. Actually, I'm going to strip it all down and go over the whole thing, but for the crash that we had and the damage, it needs a new chassis, but the only reason it needs a new chassis is because where the battery fitted in there, it ripped that whole bit out, as you can see. So punched a hole where it ripped the battery support right out. Obviously the front all came undone, but that's because of the way we attached the splitter. That exploded. The motor mount exploded, and you probably saw on the community post, I've hammered it straight now, but that was bent right up here as well. So, but other than that, I think apart from everything inside this, literally everything that was inside it came out. So the ESC was out, this all ripped out, the batteries ripped out, and the motor came out. Anything that was inside the car came out, but the actual chassis, I don't know how fast it was going. I imagine it's got to be upwards of 60 miles an hour into a solid wall, and it took it. I'm going, well, evening. Hello, Dave. How are you guys? Good, thank you, Lennon. Evening, David. Undead RC. Good evening from 6 Foot Under. Don't know how I killed them. I was running X-Max on film for about 2 minutes, turned it off, and it wouldn't turn back on. When I plugged one light, put it in, it says connection break. Even all the joins are strong. It might just be the little balancing lead. Seb. I've just ordered some 49 kilo 7.5 servos. Oh, nice. Super. They're proper powerful. Big Al's RC evening. Isaac K. Early. Jing McLeish. But if this had been a 6S car, the chassis would have been bent all over the place. I know that. New wheels, tyres, servo the X-Max. Hope it survives the weekend. All non-Traxxas parts. Well, it'll survive then. Evening, Callum. Evening, Stubo. No, I'm not watching England play. England playing today. They're going to lose anyway. Road Rock Mark II is on its way. Got to rebuild it. Oh, we've got to go and get the parts. Duh. So, I had to buy a new chassis. So the only bits I've needed to buy that I'm aware of, shoes back on, the new chassis. So we'll get everything out of there and put it in here. And I want to go over, probably won't go over the whole car, the shocks and everything. I just want to make sure everything's right. And the other thing that broke was the little bearing support for the bit in the middle. So I had to buy that. This part, unfortunately, is not in stock until till December sometime. And the other annoying thing about this is you have to buy the motor mount with it as well, which is a little bit annoying, and do need that because it's shattered the whole thing, and that's what holds the bearings in place. So yeah, we do need that bit, unfortunately, and the whole back of it's just gone. So I'm going to borrow the one out the Centon for that, because we don't really use the Centon at the moment. So I'll borrow the Centons, one of those, and then when they come back into stock, we'll get that. And if anyone needs a new motor mount, we'll have that. I might put it in the Centon actually, because it's adjustable. Right, what have I missed? I'm in the background, Big Al's RC. Hope you're not getting in trouble at work, mate. The balance lead is fine. I tried to charge on them without balance lead to determine what wire it was. It's the main ones. Oh. Get someone to solder it back on then. Dave, how should I set the tote and camber on my limitless for speed runs? We've just left it as stock, to be brutally honest with you. I mean, the rear one is going to tow in anyway because it's got that on the... You can't do a lot about that. The front one, I think we've just got it as... We've just left it as pretty stock, which is slight tow out. It's got a slight tow out on it. And even this one's got a slight tow out. If you're going to... It just gives it a bit more stability. You won't get as much front line, straight line speed because obviously the tyres are scrubbing the front and the rear. but it just gives you a bit more stability. I mean, if you look at the back of this one, they're designed with toe in automatically, so unless you get on a limit, let's say 0 degree hinge pin at the front, you're always going to get toe in at the rear because that's how they're designed. And a bit of toe out at the front, just a tiny bit will probably help you. Camber wise, try and get it so the whole, obviously when you're squatting down, the whole road, the whole tyre is sitting on the road. Done that with my Spitfire. Everything came out of the nose after the wing honks it off. Yeah. Hi guy, Dan. Evening. 3 sons. What's up? Get the GPM one. It's an aluminium case rather than plastic. Oh, what for this bit, Seb? I might look. The only problem is I do, if I'm going up pinion gears. I mean, part of the reason this may have broken is because I had to trim a lot of this away to go up on my pinion gears. So that could have been what caused it to fail a bit. And I won't be able to do that on the GPM one. I don't know, Callum, who did do all this damage? I'm trying to edit the video now. Those motorbikes in the background are really annoying. This crash was on video. It happened at the weekend. Callum's fault. The annoying thing is, one of all those things, it's one of those things you go, right, we weren't happy running it, we weren't comfortable, it wasn't running well. But you'll see it all on the video. And we were going to pack it away, but then we decided to give it one last run. Word of advice, guys. In fact, we even said, "Oh, that's the worst thing to do is one last run." So I went, "Oh, this is the last one to run. This is the last but one run." And yeah, you'll see it all on the video, hopefully. Anyway. Kaz, mate. Evening. Bad Touch Breakers. Evening, Adrian. How are you? Nice to see you in here, mate. So, guys, if any of you are in the UK and you need M2C parts, Bad Touch Breakers, Adrian, he's your man to go to. Super service. Definitely hit him up for M2C parts, and not just M2C parts. Check out his website, Bad Touch Breakers. He's got some great stuff on there. So, and his service is second to none. How many tyres gone through so far on the Road Rock? Still on the same set. So apart from the hoons that we had on, we had the big fat rear felony hoons on there. We swapped them out because they just kept blowing out. We got totally and utterly bored with them, keep blowing out. That we've stuck with the GRPs, S4s on the GRPs, and we're still on the same first set. So we haven't had to change them. They are, even with the drag race and a bit of wheel spin that we did on the previous video, they've still got plenty of tread on them. They're still looking in good condition. Is a toe in on the front better than no toe for straight line? I can't brutally honest if you Google it, Lennon. I always run with a little bit of toe out on the front and toe in on the rear. So Adrian, you deserve it. Ruiz, evening, how are you? Hope you're doing okay now, mate. Yeah, well, funny you say that. I've got a 3D printer just sitting over there in a box. I've just got nowhere to put it and nowhere to set it up. So, and I'm going to learn how to use it. I bought it for Jack. Jack wanted one 3-4 years ago now for Christmas present, so I bought him one. He set it up, used it about 3 times, and then decided he wasn't going to use it. It was just sitting there taking up space in his bedroom. So he boxed it up, and it then got brought over to mine to sit in my garage. 2 rolls of filament, which I'm presuming are going to be no good now because they absorb water over time. So unless you can dry them out, they're going to be 2 very good rolls of filament. They're going to be dead. one of those things, isn't it? Right. What I need help with, guys, it was a bit of a clickbaity thing. So, unfortunately, I'm going to put a thing up on the community post. But, obviously, I've got to change chassis. And you'll notice something that's missing when I change chassis. The Armour Skin will be missing. So I've just been looking on the Armour Skin's website, and they don't do this one anymore, maximum effort, so that's one out of stock. So I need to decide which one to get, and I can't decide. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably put a poll up and ask which ones to get. I'm going to choose probably 3 or 4 myself that I like, and then put a poll up to see which one people would like to see on the bottom of the road rock for when it comes out again. Evening, Matthew, how are you? Oh, okay, I might try that. I've got 2 rolls of it somewhere. I'll Google that, Adrian. Cheers. Yeah, I like the it's not Pillay, is it? It's the bendy stuff that you can get. So we've got some of that bendy stuff, which is really, really good, I think. Right. Oh, the other thing that we did. Is it that one? Yeah, I like that. That's the screw for the chassis. That sort of force that was going through this car when it crashed, it bent one of the chassis screws. So it took a big hit. Too bad, can't create a custom one somehow. He would create a custom one, I just don't know what the cost is for it. I might ask Adam what the cost is to create a custom one, but then I'm not very artistic. I struggle with coming up with a design idea for it. So Adam obviously designed our new logo, but he came up with that 100% by himself. We just said, look, this is what we want. And then there's obviously a cost involved to that as well. So as we go over all this, we will check everything else out, check the diffs out, check the, you know, pretty sure everything is okay, but as I've got to strip it all down and change the chassis anyway, I thought I might as well just check this. Check that everything's just holding up okay. Because it hasn't had, we haven't really given it a service since we had a, actually probably didn't need to undo that bit there, didn't I? Something there I need to do. Did order something else today though, which is really annoying, only came in today because it means I won't have it until Monday now, and I wanted to go and play with it at the weekend. The other thing we could do now, if I can find them, is I did have some 70-75 aluminium. Oh, I don't know what I've done with them. They've been sitting around for ages. I just never got around to fitting them. Our custom RC upgrade sent me when I bought this. It just needed the holes to be drilled. And of course, as it's coming off, these have got the holes in them, so I could have drilled them out now, and then I might go and check they're not in the other room. No, it looks straight still. Come on. Right, that's the rear door. That's the thing I like about these cars. And oh, the battery straps, yep, the battery straps. Just sheared in half as well. It was appallingly driven, Callum. Was it you, Callum? Might have been. It's not Callum's fault though. Logo would look cool. Yeah, actually, it probably would do actually. It was a massive hit. We know it was travelling at 91 miles an hour before it crashed. We do know that. But what speed it was at the impact, I don't know. Something dropped off under the chassis. Well, probably a bit somewhere, I imagine. Up. Thank you. Well spotted. That's a. I wonder what that. Oh, that's probably to this bit here, I think. Well spotted. Thank you. I've been looking all over for that. Cheers, RC with DMB. No, we don't want to. It's a little screw, so little nut. So I probably would have had a spare, but it saves me going to find one. No, it wasn't a slow crash. I said we only know what speed we hit in the run, not what speed it crashed at, because obviously we were slowing down by then. So that we don't know, but it's, I imagine, north of 60 miles an hour. Oh, it's literally, the chassis is 23 quid. The bearing support, I think, 6 quid. So the most depressing thing was the death of the lipos. I managed to order 2 more, but you can't get them in this country anymore. And they are our favourite lipos for the price that they are. So I've had to order from China. Just means they're a little bit more expensive to order from China with the shipping. And I just hope they're as good quality as they were when I got them before. But everyone that seems to have a problem with the diffs on these cars, I don't want to tempt fate or anything, but this is the Road Rock, okay? Done nothing to it. You can see there, they are stock diffs. So anyone ever wants to challenge us to say, well, is it stock? It's stock. The axles are stock. This has been 105 miles an hour on plastic diffs. It's done a drag race at 2.15 seconds, 0 to 60. Stock drivetrain. So everyone that's blowing out these rear, they're probably popping out here, I imagine. My only thought process is that it's they're using weaker, cheaper plastic. Don't sniff that bit, guys. That bit's bad for you. Oh, I need help with lots of things, Master. An RC addiction, because I've just ordered something else today. The kind of nut you will be looking for ages, but right in front of you. Oh yes, 100%. It's a sort. I mean, I'll be looking for screwdrivers that are right in front of me, and I can't find them. I'm going to change this grease on there. This is just older grease. It's just bearing grease from a normal car. So I'm going to put some of our blue grease in there. Tidy that up a bit. Get some marine grease in there this time, I think. So it's always, I mean, I was due to strip this down really anyway, because, you know, doing the runs that we do with it, you can't keep doing it and expect it to carry on running perfectly. So it was due a proper strip down and check over. So, probably quite timely you crashed it, Callum. Discs still feel good inside, so I don't think we need to change anything there. I might just undo those and give it a proper clean up on that pinion gear as well. Oh, I have to do that. I have to undo that as well, don't I? Yeah. Maybe I won't. And then I have to undo the drive shafts, and I think that's a bit of a pain. No, neither have I. I don't want to tempt fate, Alistair, but I've never done a diff on these cars either. So the fact that people are doing them, it's either because Armour have come out with the metal ones now, so they're... Look, I'm going to be a conspiracy theorist here now and say they're making them... Now that you can get upgraded CVDs, you can get upgraded diff cases. Funnily enough, the stock ones aren't lasting. Now, is that a coincidence or not? Because these were made before any of those parts were available. So you ask yourselves whether that's a coincidence or not. And I've literally just thought of that. But to me, seems a bit of a funny coincidence that all of a sudden you can get metal diff cases, metal diff gears, metal pinion gears, CVD drivers, and all of a sudden those parts that have never broken on any of the older cars suddenly start breaking on the new cars. What do you guys think? 907 Arctic, evening. SLD, evening. Revo, evening. You've killed 2 on your Outcast 4S, okay. Yeah, I was stripping the diffs and the shafts on the Big Rock. Yeah, a lot of people, I mean, the number of messages I get, because, you know, I've got the slipper, how to adjust the slipper clutch video. The number of people that message me about blowing out the axles is quite extraordinary, but it's only started happening recently that people have been commenting on it. So it's either you know, everyone's entitled to their opinions and everything, but I just thinking about it, I think it's very, very coincidental. Jacqueline Botto, evening. I actually think that mate, I see older Big Rocks jumping to the moon and beyond. I can't jump my height and boom. Yeah. The more I think about it, the more I'm thinking that is the case. They want to push you to the upgrades, which are never in stock anyway. Not in the UK anyway. So yeah, call me a conspiracy theorist or anything, but with it being Horizon now, you know, cut some costs, keep the price high, and then make people buy the upgrades. Bearings are still running freely though. Still running freely, he says. They were a second ago anyway. Bearings are still running freely. So that's all good. All good in the hood. We'll pop that in there like that. We'll get some marine grease on it. Bit of ASMR or whatever you call it. Lube in there. Maybe Armour have employed. Oh, Chase, yeah, Chase will kill him, Alistair, Russell, Revo rather. Now it's on YouTube, it must be true. Very, very true. If it's on YouTube, it has to be true. Just Google it. Drive shafts in. Shaft number 1. Shaft number 2. On you go. Flip you over. Hinge pin. Oh, I didn't need to do that because that would just flop in anyway. Hinge pin number 1 in. Hinge pin number. Come on. Hinge pin number 2 in. Now I know I can drill those holes out. I'll get around to doing those. Once I find those mounts, I'll drill them out and put new ones in. Put the new ones in. This is the quick bit. Sorting out the rest of it is going to be a bit longer. Evening, Stu, how are you? Oh, it's almost a poet and I didn't know it. Somebody must have built some metal drive shafts for that car. They have. Armour do them. GPM do them as well. All metal CVDs. I think there's a couple of other people that do them. Hot Racing, I think, do them as well. But I said I've blown one out on the Outcast 4S. That was my own fault. But we've never done one on this. Now, I may well upgrade to them because once we've finished speed running this car, what we might do is turn it into a drag car, an 8S Beast drag car. Drop the gearing right down low and just run it as a in the unlimited class, whatever you want to call it. Need to get a second screwdriver really, because I think this thing with 8S power geared down with a low gear ratio, it likely would blow the drivetrain. So get some metal CVDs for it. And might even then upgrade to the metal diff cases and everything and gears. But only once we've run it and seen what abuse we can give it. We just don't really like this as a basher. We've got the Typhon, we've got the granite, we've got the Sentinel, though the Sentinel never comes out. I know a lot of people like this, but if we swap out the stock tyres suck on it, so they need to be swapped out to something different, like the granite wheels or the MX-28 Proline Badlands. And then if we do that, then it's just the same as the Typhon we've got. So it's just, I think it works well as a speed car personally. Julius, hi from Denmark. Hi from the UK back to Denmark. I can't wait. I'm just gutted it's not coming tomorrow on Saturday. It came into stock after it could have been shipped today for arrival tomorrow. So unless the shop is very kind and ships it and the courier decides to deliver it on Saturday, although I'm out Saturday because it's my parents' 60th wedding anniversary, so we've got their due. So even if it did come, I wouldn't be out with it, unlikely, this weekend, which really sucks. YouTube is racist. Here is my flag here in Wales. Oh wow, they're all that. I'm not going to say it. I only ever done one shaft, and that was from New Nice Crash, the great older 3S range. Yeah, this is the only version 3 that we have. The rest are all version 2s, but I said this was an early release version 3. It's the latest releases that seem to have all the issues, which is, as I said, suspicious. That one thing that winds me up as well, just going off track slightly, is you get a new chassis. The stock one comes with this very nice foam insert here. Okay, to sit down and your lipos to sit on and get a little bit of protection and a little bit of grip. They ship you the new one and they don't even include it. You can't buy that bit anywhere. Why not just include it when you buy the chassis? I'm having a hit on armour now, but it's like, really? Because you can't really, you know, you try and peel it off and then it loses its stick. So it's now not sticky. And now I've got to super glue it in. Well, I might use... Actually, I'm going to use some of this stuff. It's just like, why wouldn't you put that in with, I don't know, maybe it's just me being picky and finicky, but to me it's just cheap. I've got the MX-28s on the Typhon, which is sitting right there. And the Typhon and the Big Rock are the same, so the difference is obviously you'd have to buy the hex adapters. So they came with the Pro line that Jack bought, and then we bought the trenches for the Pro line, belted trenches because they balloon so bad on a Pro line, and then we don't even run that. So Yeah, I mean they are on the Big Rock. If anyone asks me about a Big Rock, I'll say yeah, great car, because they are great cars. If you haven't got a Typhon, but just change the tyres to either the Proline Badland MX-28s or the Granite Fortress ones. Evening, Masu. How are you? Wow. Bethlehem Palestine, how are you? You keeping well with everything that was going on recently? Get that in there. That down like that. The plastic stock one is super durable. What's the new toy? Can't tell you. Sorry, it's going to be a surprise, but I'm super excited. Fluffy side of Velcro is perfect for replacing that foam. Yeah, I've got a big strip of fluffy Velcro as well. Yeah, I could have done that. Oh well. It's in there with that now, it's not coming out. A bit thicker as well. Hot air gun, then sprayed adhesive. And I have got some adhesive as well. Oh well. I've used that stuff, which is it 3? I forget what it's called now. It's super sticky. It's almost as good as 3M. It is MR33 tape, double-sided tape. It's quite nice stuff, actually. Gavin's RC, hi, how are you? Sticky pad, yeah, I don't like it because they don't come off very well. The VHB, very high bond 3M stuff's good, but that's like £5 for a square. So, whereas that's £3 for a roll. Evening Seymour arse crack. Oh, that's a great one. Hi everybody, today I got my first Traxxas Max, now my X-Max has his little brother. Nice! Just watch out for the front bulkhead. If you do bust the front bulkhead, highly recommend jumping straight in with a Vitavon front bulkhead. Save you a lot of grief in the long run. They are expensive, but after our third bulkhead had broken on the Max, that's when I jumped in and bought one. Yeah, the MX-28s are great tyres for the Big Rock. They're the ones I'd recommend. If people ask, I think there's some Duratrack ones as well. I'm not sure which ones they are. But the MX-28 Badlands are a great tyre. Give you so much more air control, so much more stability in the front straight line as well. Our biggest gripe with the Big Rock was straight line stability. You're trying to get it lined up for jumps and things like that. It was just impossible because the tyres were ballooning like you wouldn't believe, and it just wouldn't track straight. Thinking about getting MX, so brother John Lowell. Hi Emily, hi Zors. Is it a Team Crowley XTR? No, it's not. Oh wow, am I going to try and pronounce this name? Models... sorry, but I cannot pronounce that. I can't get my head around it. But hi, and thank you for joining the stream. 3M refix tape is less than 1mm thick. Give you a reel of it. Okay, next time we meet up, if we wouldn't mind, how much do you want for it? I'm happy to pay for it as well. RC Mad Labs, howdy. How are you? Well, the help is I'm going to be putting on. I need help in deciding what new chassis protector to get. What new chassis protector to get for our Road Rock. Because maximum effort is, unfortunately, he's done 105 miles an hour. We need a new one to hit 110. Right, now time to get the front off. Front's a little bit more complicated. A little bit more to come out on the front. And the front, if there's going to be any damage, front is likely to be where it's going to be at. On the basis that that's where it hit. Isn't it, Callum? That off of there, that comes off of there then. A little bit of a clean up. That looks okay. It's looking, I mean, the chassis, apart from the bit that's sheared off, just this bit here. It just ripped that bit off. Oh, sorry. Just this bit here. Ripped this battery bit off. So in theory, we could carry on using this chassis, but it'll have no support for the batteries at the front, which I wasn't too keen on. Clearly, where the battery came out and launched, it launched into this bit here, which is why it's got a big dent in the battery now. I imagine it hit this bit before being ejected out. This bit, this is the one bit that gave way, but I'd rather, not knowing if there's any other structural damage or whether there's any slight flexing in it, for 23 quid I'd rather replace it than not replace it. I won't bin this one because if it looks okay, in fact it's got a bit of a crack running along here as well, but it's not non-serviceable, possibly. Don't know, I might just keep it because it's got this, it's a nice reminder, hang it on the wall, might get it framed to say this did 105 miles an hour. Who knows, it'd just be a shame to throw it away after what it's achieved, in my opinion. Evening, Jay. Oh, I see lightweight is a super priority. Lightweight is nothing free. Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Alistair. Paddlesworth, Emily. Paddlesworth, you know, is probably the best crawler course you can get to, if you can get to it. Oh. It's always Jay. Yeah, I think Billy's probably off doing something else, isn't he? Yeah, very familiar with that brake. It's a flex point on the chassis. Yeah. Is it? It's still usable. Do us all a favour and show how much twist there is in these. Okay, well, once it's off, give it a twist. Do you RC bro? Hello. Josh Williamson, evening, how are you? Another good stream, but got to go 60 hours to work over the next 5 days. Ouch. Well, thanks for coming by, WTF Craig. Take care, I hope you get through that work week. Billy's been boxing. Well, I hope you're keeping on the right side of him then, Jay. I'm going to find all the screws now. I need to find? Oh, I've got a screw in there possibly. That one I've got. Those two I've got. That one I've got. Possibly one there then. No. That is all of them. Hopefully. Give that a clean up as well. That can come out of there. Might be easier if I pop those bits off, but I haven't. They do need to come off. Right. As you've got bearing, I think I must have changed these to the bearings at some stage. Right, let's give this a good old clean up. Josh, I'm working on the road rock. And what I need help with is deciding what new chassis skin to go with. So I'll probably put, I'm going to choose some, then I'll probably put a community post up as a poll saying the road rock needs a new chassis skin. These are the ones that I've chosen. I'll put a link to the website where you can view them. It's a bit of a win-win for us, for you, and for Armour Skins, a bit free publicity for him. I think he does a great job. I think he's a great guy, great service. So I like to support people like Adrian that was on here earlier from Bad Touch. You know, people that are going out of their way to do good things for the hobby, and provide great service to us all. I think, you know, need a bit of help and support from other people in the community always goes a long way. So didn't take much. It's free. Didn't take me any more time to do it. So RC Mad Labs, even if I shipped you out our lighter brace kit, you would still be adding £0.5 to that model, and that fixes the flexing issues but doesn't help speed records. Oh, what's the website? Can you RC Mad Labs? Just put a space in it if you need to, but yeah, stick the website up for other people to see. Bournemouth has been very, very busy, mate. He's still around. He's still around. He's just been very, very busy with real life and new baby and everything. So he is still around. He's still well. He's just not been able to get out, to be brutally honest with you. And I think he's been working a lot. I think they're trying to get a new extension and goodness knows what else. So he is still around. He is well. I will pass on that people are asking about him, and I'll suggest that he does a live stream just to say hello to everybody, and maybe one night. So I'll message him and make that suggestion and let him know that people have asked about him. Kent Nichols, evening. Is that Jeff, by chance? Even if Big Al, who scares you? Glad to hear everything is fine. Kind of worried a little. He just disappeared. Yeah, I think it's not deliberate. He disappeared from all of us. I was literally thinking about it a week or two ago, and I thought, so I did message him because normally he'd come out with us a lot, or message in the group that we're in, and we hadn't heard anything from him. So I did message him, and he was all good. They're just very, very busy. But I'll message him and let him know and suggest that he does a live stream just to say hi to everybody. All these things, sometimes real life just gets in the way sometimes, and it sucks, but it is what it is. Trying to keep on top. I'll be brutally honest with you, and anyone that does a YouTube channel, and Jay will know this pretty much as well as anybody else, it's a lot of work. It's a hell of a lot of work. Editing the videos, doing the live streams, you know, trying to come up with content that people want to watch, and you know, will they want to watch it, etc. And whilst we don't do it for the views, but if we're going to, you know, if we're going to spend the time and the effort doing the amount of editing that we do, then it's nice to get something back out of it. Otherwise, you know, we could just stick it up there. You know, the main reason I do it is for future reference. You know, when I'm long gone, dead buried, pushing up 6 foot under and pushing up daisies, you know, it's free cloud storage. And you know, Jack and Callum can, if they have children, they can say, look, this is what we did when we were younger, etc., etc. It's almost like a free family album. But we could do that just by uploading, essentially. So we didn't have to put the extra effort into to do the edits, put the music in, do the montage and everything else like that. And it's not, it does take time. So, but at the same time, it's good to get the support from you guys to watch it, to interact with you, to have you coming along the journey, seeing what we're doing. You know, so it's almost a two-way street for Farnsworth, if that makes sense. I'm waffling now. This is our £1 extreme duty kit. We have not released our lightweight kit. Okay. As I said, put up, if you want to put up your website, RC Mad Labs, just put a space in it. You should be able to put it up. Now, Miss Atula, hi bro, how are you? Where are you calling in from? Again, bearings are fine on that one. Bearings are fine on that one as well. Everything appears to be all in good order. You just got a Max and you love it. Well, it's a great RC, so I'm not surprised you love it. As I said to Zoz earlier, watch that front bulkhead. It is one of the weak spots on it. If you do break front bulkhead, I would highly recommend, whilst they're not cheap, depending on where you are, I'd highly recommend just jumping in and buying a Vitavon front bulkhead on it and putting that on there, because the front bulkhead is a bit weak. It's not that expensive to replace, but depending on how you bash it, you will, it's a weak spot. It's on eBay. I have a very amateur video on my channel. Okay guys, we'll go and check out RC Mad Labs. Have a look at his, I'm presuming it's some sort of bash bar. Oh, I'm gonna give it a sniff now, Kev, look. Oh, that's beautiful. But if anybody, because obviously the gaskets are now out of stock. If anyone does need any, I've got some. So just shoot us a message if you do seriously need a gasket. If you break one, I do have, I think two packets of them. I bought when I first bought the 3S car and never had to use one. But if people do need one, then yes, I have some. Funny enough, I don't know what happened, but YouTube absolutely hated us after we did that community post. The channel took a big hit. Views, subs, everything just died for a week after we posted that. I know a few people reported it to Horizon and other people saying that we were fake newsing and goodness knows what else. So whether that caused us any issues or not, I don't know. And a few people commenting saying that they hoped that the channel got shut down because we were bad-mouthing Horizon. Etc, etc. So yeah, that was a joyful time. Come on, pop in there. Couple of glasses time. That one. Right. But it was amazing to see the way that the whole YouTube thing reacted to it. Literally for a whole week. And then all of a sudden, everything starts coming back to normal again. Yes, well the slipper clutch is actually plastic. I don't think there's anything, I don't know what, well, it looks plasticky, but someone said it was, someone did tell me what it was made of, and I can't remember who it was or what they said it was. But yeah, I'd be more worried about it if it was in the slipper clutch. But it's illegal to sell anything with asbestos in it now, apparently since 1999. So I also noticed it's the Outcast EXB 8 SEXB, the Creighton 8 SEXB's gone. They were affected as well, which kind of sucks because I was contemplating buying one. Yeah, it's the same oversized one as the X Max. It's pants and knees and adapter for normal. So, what have you done to this, Mashy? Oh, thanks, Master, for posting that for Mad Labs. Is the Max and the X Max same size server? I've seen someone say it was, and it just sounds wrong. Someone's put on there. Cordite said it's the same oversized one as the X Max, and it's pants and knees and adapter for normal servos. I'll be brutally honest, I don't know. I haven't looked into it. I have bought an adapter for the X Max for if our servo does go. And I say touch wood, thus far we're still on the stock servo with it, and we're still on the stock servo with the Max. So I really haven't looked into whether they're the same, what the replacements are, or anything else like that. Apparently ECX cars have it in the slipper. Well, that I would be worried about, Kev, yes. Actually, we're working on the road rock because we had a little accident. Well, I say we, Callum did. Drove my EB48 for the first time today, and I regret installing the steel main gear. The car screeches enormously, will convert to the plastic pinion. Really? I've kept our stock on the plastic spur, but that's interesting because I was thinking about upgrading to the metal spur. Were you our 10th subscriber, Mast, or are you talking to somebody else? RC Mad Labs, possibly. There are a few people reviewing the RC Mad Labs kits on YouTube. Keep your eyes peeled. Will do, RC Mad Labs. This was the Road Rock, or is the Road Rock? Yes. Oh, you wanted to see the flex, didn't you? I don't know whether I can warrant. I don't know whether it flexes. It certainly flexes a bit. Twists that way. I don't know whether I can flex it that way or not. It's quite stiff that way. Does twist. Oh, all mucky now. You're welcome. How's the truck coming on? It's the big rock, not the big rock, the monster truck. You need to do an update, Kev. Right. Let's lock this down. There, I think. Locked down nicely. Steering's okay. Let's get the hinge pins back in. The thing I like about these cars, well, the 3S cars, is they are fairly easy to work on in reality. I mean, just seeing how quickly, and this is with me chatting with you guys, how quickly I've got a bit more work to do because I've got the inners put in, but how quickly we've technically changed the chassis, front and rear, diffs in and out. I'm waiting for the new servo to arrive because we're warranting it because the stock servo went. We did put another servo in with a new servo saver, and I'm thinking the servo saver was not a particularly great servo saver, which is what's caused us the problems. Even that's straight. Got a bit of a kink in it, but in all intents and purposes, that's pretty straight as well. For the hit it took, that bit's not straight though. Evening Addicted, how are you? Thunder RC just shared a 70-foot jump to pavement landing bash. Ooh, 70 foot to pavement. How did that end up? Was it a true 70 foot? Was it measured, or if it's landing? To pavement landing, that must have been horrible. Hi Kev, hi RC next Tuesday, hi Emily, hi Toby's RC, how are you? I have the Big Rock as first RC car and it's the best. It's a great car, Mashy, there's no question about it. My only criticism of it, my sole criticism, is the stock tyres. Yeah, I know you're mad busy addicted, aren't you? Could you please do a video on how to bash responsible? My boy is cost... That's funny, Stu. I should send you a shim kit. It would tighten and control, especially at the speed you're doing. A shim kit would be interesting, man. Yep. Be interested in that. Give you a big old shout out as well. Good luck with that, Stu. Yeah. Hi, Kevin Hardcore. Evening, RC and beyond. How are you? So, Thunder RC. I need to check out his channel then. So I've got to go over the shocks. I won't go over the shocks today. I want to get the motor and everything else back in here, if we can today, and see if it all runs okay. So now it's a case I've got to get the centre out because I need the, actually before we do that, just take this off. Take the sides off, mustn't forget those. Get the sides put on. And then we will get... I'm so excited about my new toy though. I'm so hoping it turns up. Turns up on Saturday. What's that not going on there then? Because it goes like that. Duh. Duh. RC Thunder, well done, Mast. You're doing Seb's job today. done. Got one up there as well. We can have. Oh, get that tape off. Don't need that anymore. That's where the aerials went before. I'll just put new tape on it. Flip that over. So what's everybody up to this weekend then? I like to ask that question, so if you come to our live stream, it's maybe to ask you what you're going to be doing this weekend. I'm hoping to get out Sunday. I don't think Jack and Callum will be with you this Sunday, unfortunately, though, which is a bit of a shame. But so I don't know whether I'll do any videoing with just me there. I might do. But yeah, I don't think they're going to. Callum wants to play a bit of football. His match starts at 12, I think. So, and Jack, I think, is starting to get interested in girls. So you all know what that means. Right. That is pretty much everything off of this car that I need. I am going to keep it. Obviously, that's the bearing support bit that shattered as well, which is slightly a bit annoying. So you've got a screw there, which I will need that. Come on. Any other screws that I'm missing? I don't think so. So, maximum effort. He gave us the best he could. 105 miles an hour. And now we need something, a new chassis skin for the 110 mile an hour rig. So we'll just pop that over here. We go and get the Centon and strip out what I need out of the Centon. It's a little bit annoying that you can't get that mount until December. I could. Oh, that's the other bit that shattered as well. The bit off of that. So I'll probably borrow the one off of this because again, that's out of stock as well. But it doesn't really need it anyway. Only protects the drive shaft a bit. Right. Do. Right, what have I missed? No, when I'm not around, Seb does my job. Upgrade the post. Yes, I was going to, but for some reason, because it's a big box, the postage cost is stupidly high. So I did contemplate it, but as I really can't get out with it this weekend anyway, I thought there's no point paying like the 30 quid to upgrade the postage just to get it on a Saturday when I can't use it. Oh, nice, Alfie. Is it all good and running again? That Jumper Thunder RC is crazy high. I'm going to have to go and look at it. I'll check out what it is. Which Milwaukee drill are you using? I am using the M12. So it's quite a nice bit of kit. Comes with a detachable front bit, so I can then put in a drill. Also comes with another bit which allows you to bend round, and comes with some different attachments, so it's a drill and a driver. Also has the torque control on it. It's not a impact driver, but it comes with 2 batteries. I mean, since I had this, I got this for Father's Day, and this I've not had to recharge it. I mean, it's a stupid amount of power this thing has. 2 speeds, forward, reverse. Nice piece of kit. So, my dear boy Jack bought me that. Oh, Jack's going to be bringing girls home. Good luck. Well, he doesn't live here, so I don't have to worry about it. Getting past, but at Santa Pod next Wednesday for 5 days. Hope you and the lads are good. Love the mug rug, lol. Mug rug? I'm actually offering assistance to Hardcore. Me and my sons are out destroying some Armour 6 SXB cars. M2C beefcake all the way. M2C, I love the M2C stuff. Mad lads, just want to get on the slope under a bit more control. Also need to find some balancing putty so I can balance the tyres, but not finding it here in Portugal. I'll tell you what I use. Blue tack, white tack. Doesn't have to be anything, you know, I gave up trying to find balancing weights and everything, and I use blue tack. So the other stuff that I use is, I don't know where it's gone, is white tack. White tack or blue tack, just use that for balancing your tyres. Got to run, have a good one. See you later, Josh. Thanks for coming by. What is my local hobby shop? My local hobby shop is TJD Models. But they didn't have it in stock, so I buy a mixture from TJD and Model Sport. GURURC, what's up, what's up, what's up? Is the Road Rock project over? No, it's not over. It's being reborn with a new chassis. It won't be over for a long time, because once we've hit 110, once we've gone as fast as we possibly can with it, I think we're then going to turn it into a drag car, an 8S beast of a drag car. Evening, Abel, how are you? Satapod need to run no prep. Love a bit of no prep, not bad. Thank you for asking. Are you proper big car no prep, Mashy? Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh. Oh, you're joking, Zoz. That sucks, mate. Bash Brothers, evening, how are you? Big Rock is doing well again. I just try speed run it a bit. The road I found is only like 5 minutes wide, and with off-road tyres I struggle to keep it. It's impossible to keep it straight line with those stock tyres. What is the fan on the Senton? It is a Rocket 30mm fan. There is a link, I think, in the description below this video for where you can get these from. Rocket fan, 30mm. Fits on there, perfect, because the old ones don't come with it. Not only that, the new ones come with plastic, very slow ones. These things are like 28,000 RPM, shift a shed load of air. The same as what I've got in the X-Max now. You can get 25mm ones to go in the ESC as well, which we've got in the Granite. But yeah, that's what they are. Yeah, anything that sticks inside, I mean, where's the Road Rock gone? So, if you look inside, I don't know whether you can see it, but if you look inside there, you can see it or not. But can you get an angle on it? That's blue tack. So I just use blue tack rather than trying to find balancing putty. Make the Sentinel no prep. Possibly could actually. Oh no, there's no prep. Will have to be 2-wheel drive. It might be a bit heavy because you've got the front diff and everything in there. You could strip that out, I suppose. Might be able to, because it is a short course truck, and that's what the No Prep's based off of, is a short course truck. It's whether you can get all the bits and pieces to adjust the shock positions, because one thing that you'll notice about this, good old Armour version 2s, the front's got some damping, the rear no damping, because the shock oil is all over the back of the car. It's just leaked out. Good old Armour version 2 cars with the leaky shocks. So we haven't used this in absolutely ages. In fact, you can see all that shock oil there. Lovely. And all it's been doing is sitting on a shelf. Come on, gotcha. Hi, did you blow on with the fan or draw the... on this one we blow on, because it then blows through and out and it shifts so much air. Going on there. Yes, the big boy cars. Oh, nice. We were up there a couple of weeks ago. We probably saw on the video where we went to Monster Truck Nationals. There's some very nice cars going down the drag strip then. My shocks haven't leaked yet, touch wood. No, because you've got the version 3. So it's the version 2 cars that have the leaky shock issue, which they then subsequently fixed on the version 3 cars. But it's a known issue and plagued the version 2 cars. As does getting this bit off. But how I do it, I put something, even on the version 3, I put something under, lift up this, because you can't put it by your fingers, it's almost impossible, and then just gradually ease the whole thing out with a screwdriver. And just keep prying it out until it's all the way out, and then you get it off. So, as I said, we won't be using this car for a while. Hasn't been used probably in almost a year. It's probably been sitting on the shelf. Oh, the other thing we did, believe it or not, in this crash, to show the forces that were going through the car. Where's the other bit? So these screws I'm taking out now, which go into the motor mount, one of them just sheared right off. That's the force that was going through this car. Luckily, I did manage to get it out the custom RC upgrade mount. I think it was on this end here. Yeah, because this was the end that bent. And that end there, that bolt sheared off in there. I had to drill a little bit just to get it. I hadn't thread locked it in, so as I drilled it the opposite way, it then started unthreading it, luckily. So we keep all this out, Sure whether we probably need to undo the motor as well, don't we? Which is a pain because this motor hasn't been undone yet, which means it's going to be thread locked to death by good old Armour. And I'm thinking I probably do need to undo it to get it out of there. I'm thinking. Maybe not. Maybe it will come off without. If I just undo this. Ah, result. So I will borrow one of these screws. So when I get the new one, because this is the old V2, it's not a sliding motor mount, so I might put the new one in there because it's a sliding motor mount then. But I think that's all we need to borrow from this car. I don't know, to be honest with you. I always blow through because the fan goes that way normally. So I tend to always blow through. I mean, it's the same with these fans. These fans blow through because then they suck in cold air and blow it with force through there. I mean, you could suck it out and then try and blow the hot air out. Don't really know whether it's better to suck or blow. Well done, you can remember what car I have, probably because I had so many issues with it. Looking to tack the big rock on Wednesday to run down the track. What, at Santa Pod? How sticky is that track at Santa Pod? The actual track, even if it's not prepped. I don't know what SYC is. Yeah, gotta love the big boy cars if you're going on no prep. We're just into the small little no prep stuff. Anyone know? I would suggest possibly Banggood, Alfie. I don't know where else you can get them from. Sterling job. We have snapped the tyre, but we snapped our Typhon clean in half. We snapped our Granite clean in half. They're good cars. They are tough. And I watched Ian snap his Vortex clean in half as well. That was quite a crash. I'm in Cheshire, so we need to get a no prep. Yep. The more people that get into this no prep, I think the better. I mean, even if we can't meet up, as I said, that the Facebook group it's a league, so if you do your times, you record your times, you post them up. As long as they're legit, you'll go on the league. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to meet up. It's great if you do meet up and if you do your own leagues as well, so you can do call outs and cash days and things like that. Evening games, but at the same time, even if you're not interacting with anybody, you can still do it as the whole hobby builds up in the UK. Join that Facebook group, post your times, do a video, do it legit. We're trusting people, but not so good. I should have known Mars would go for that. But we are trusting people, to be honest. I've been trying to look, they're quite hard to find. Would it be better to look for it under the LC Racing brand? Possibly. I've got loads of gears arriving now, still not sure what ESC motor and combo. I got my new ESC this week. You want something which has got ability to change boost and turbo and can handle the power. So you need something quite a good lot of amps. Don't go for that Sidewinder, Jay. It won't be. If you're going to go Castle, go for the Copperhead. The other option you've got is obviously the Hobby Wing. DRK is a good option, but you can't get them anywhere. And the only thing that really sets the DRK apart from everything else is the ability to set all the timings in it. But I'm pretty sure people at Hobby Wing, in fact I know Hobby Wing are working on new firmware for drag racing as well. In fact I'll go and get my new ear, so I'm going to post it up on the community page tomorrow. But as you guys are on the live stream, you can have a quick flash. Always like to give the live streamers a bit of a people that join live stream, like to give them a bit of an insight into stuff that's coming up. So that's our new ESC for the drag. I can't believe how small it is. 160 amp ESC that is. A nice little thing, but this is one of the better ones to get if you can't get the DRK. It's a shame the XR8 Pro doesn't work with other motors. I would need a new servo for my Notorious. What would you recommend as I bash like kit? Brutally honest with you, the one in the link description below is 25 kilo servo. In reality, it tests at 19 kilos. Ask your next user to use them. I use them. Ian uses them. They're like £8, 10 quid. You can get them UK stock. I bought 4 for like 35 quid, I think. The DS 25, 3225, I think it is. Red. Got one in the Big Rock. I have one in the Big Rock. Where is it? Oh, here we go. That thing there. Try them out. I mean, they're so cheap. They're disposable. I've got them in the XB. I've got them in the Italian. I've got them in the Notorious. The only car I ever really had an issue with it in was the Techno, but that's because the servo saver is so damn tight on it. But everything else we've run that servo in has been solid. We did have an issue with it in this car, but it's not the servo, because I tried 3 different servos to try and get this thing to go proper and straight. It's the servo. I bought a new servo saver because it's 25-tooth sploon, and obviously the Spectrum ones come with V3 or 23 tooth. So I bought this, but this is obviously it's not tight enough, so it wasn't working properly. The gap space between the motor mount and the plastic chassis is an issue that needs to be addressed. All good thanks. We get a quick flash. Always get a quick flash on the live stream. What do you think of the Tekken stuff? There's options for all sorts of tuning. Tekken stuff's good as well, Jay. Matt's running the Tekken system in his. So, yeah, the Tekken stuff is good. I just don't know that much about Tekken. So, Matt, if you ask on the group, on that Facebook group, Matt will be able to guide you on the Tekken. If you trust him, he was the one that told me to get the XR8 Pro, but it wasn't his fault, because in technical terms, it is better than the XR10 Pro. It's just that the turbo and the boost don't work with anything other than the 1/8 scale Hobby Wing motors, which is a bit of a pain. They are supposed to be working on new firmware that will allow it to work with other motors, but that ain't out yet. What is the cheapest RTR Techno? Doesn't exist. You can't get an RTR Techno. Techno only comes as a kit. So the cheapest one you can really get is probably the MT10. Which is the Monster Truck 10, fantastic car. That is on my shopping list as well. Love to see you take your slipper off to going in and out of your rooms. Whatever that means. Okay, RC Mad Labs, thank you for coming by. Is your email, where can I get your email? From the YouTube channel, presumably. Is it linked there? You have the DS25 kilo in the Max, not tested it yet. Does it fit in the Max, Zorz? Yes, I'll go and get the other bits I've got. You're trying, Merjan, you're trying to sneak more bits out of the live stream, aren't you? Although in fairness, these aren't really, these were posted up before when I posted the XR8 Pro. So I've got the OTA Wi-Fi module, and I also bought the non-polarity cap pack for it, rather than the one that comes with it, which is polarity sensitive. So I thought I'd buy that, because then if you plug the batteries in, because we are using the ones you plug them in, so if you plug them in the wrong way, the XR10 Pro is protected against that. The caps are not, so these caps are protected against it as well. Yeah, Techno's kit only, so sorry if I answer your question. That's okay, GRURC. I watch so much Wrench live streams, I built the Max without manuals. Wow. That's going some. There's no email address in Mad Lab's about section. Okay, well I'll have trouble emailing him then. Do they make a difference? All ESCs come with caps. So the Max 6, for example, already got caps on it. So these are the caps there. They help protect ripple. Adding extra ones. Now what have I done with my ESC? So adding extra ones, does it make a difference or not? I don't know. Obviously, if you look at this tiny little ESC though, you'll see there's no caps on there. So what they've done is they've mounted them externally, and they go as close to the contact point as possible. The fact that these are already on there should be nice and easy for me to desolder those and solder new ones on. But adding, and you'll find that all ESCs come with caps on them already. So adding big old things like this, a lot of speedrunners swear by them. They say when they're looking at the charts and the ripple, that it cleans up the ripple and stops everything blowing up and things like that. We've run it. We run it on the Limitless when we were running the Max 8. Bought that on the base that everyone said if you run that, you'll get to 100 miles an hour on the system we were doing. And we didn't see any speed difference whatsoever. So for me, the jury is out, but a lot of people swear by them. But for me, the jury is out on them. So anyway, we digress. You get the custom RC upgrades motor mount back in there. So glad I bought this one rather than leaving the stock one in there, because I think the stock one would have been, the fact we bent this one, I think the stock one would have been a proper old mess. Does adding extra one void the warranty? No, it doesn't void the warranty. In fact, on the Max 8, the Max 8 comes with extra caps that they do recommend you fit if you're going to be running it in a speed environment or on a heavier car, because it has been known that the Max 8 is really probably at its limit in a 8S car, or certainly in a car the size of a Kraton or something like that. So if you're going to run a Max 8 in a Kraton EXB, I would highly suggest fitting those extra caps as standard, because I have known people that have had their caps explode on the Max 8 in a Kraton EXB when they start firing up to higher gears. So, and you'll find even the, you know, if we look at the Centum, what the BLX does, it has 2 caps there on the ESC. They also then add 2 more caps in line here. I also use the O2A for the X8 Pro, an enormous number of options for setting and adjusting. Yeah, it's the only way to set it all up and get the turbo boosting and the turbo and the boost and the timing. Yeah, checking the same with the XR8, XR10 Pro, not waterproof, but it's going in a drag car, and probably won't be running a drag car in the water because it ain't going to go very well. Can you get to Santa Pod next week, Wednesday to Monday? Would like to meet up with you. Unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to. I'll be working. I'd love to meet up with you as well. I'd love to see your real life big boy drag car. Santa Pod's about 2.5 hour drive from me as well, so I'd love to be able to get up there, but unfortunately not this. Weekends, possibly, yes, but weekdays I'm working at the moment. But thank you for the invite, Mashing. With the big rod, I put the punch to 5. Is this the best? I'll be pretty honest with you and say we leave all our punches on stock. It's only the amount of power that gets put down when you first pull the trigger. The more punch it. We tried it on the Granite, not on the Granite, on the Taurus once, and stripped the rear diff instantly. So ever since we did that, I just leave everything on stock punch. Have you changed, upgraded the pivot balls on any of your 3S armours? No. Random loser DK, evening, and thank you for this. Welcome to the stream. No, we have not changed, upgraded the pivot balls on any of our 3S armours. The only thing we've ever upgraded on the 3S armours is the arms. When we broke them, so we changed those to RPM. And on the old V2s, we changed the shocks on the Typhon on the Big Rock because they leaked. And because we wanted to go 4mm shafts instead of the stock 3mm shafts. Apart from that, and obviously fitting the rear wings, all our 3S cars are stock. You know your old RC cooling fan tutorial, would it fit a BLX 100? That fan doesn't fit a BLX 100, but a 25 by 25mm Surpass rocket fan does fit it. That spins from memory 32,000 RPM. It's aluminium cased. You probably won't break that. We've got one in the Granite, and I would have had another one to show you, but I've literally just put it in the back of the drift car. I don't think I've got any more here. I need to order some more because they're great little fans. Where is the drift car? Ah. Yeah, I'll hopefully be able to see it in the back of this. So hopefully you can see that. I've just hot glued it in there to keep the motor cool. But that's a 25 by 25, 32,000 RPM rocket fan. Again, you might be able to find some places over in the UK that sell it, but if not, RC Mass Master's favourite shop, Banggood. Evening ice hockey fan, how are you? Can you put grub screws in the 3S armours? Grub screws where? I'm not going to put this back in. I'm not going to put this back in. Yes, I am, because I don't need to take it out to. I don't need it out to fit the. I don't need it out to fit the. Fit the servo. I can fit the servo without that being in there. We'll pop this back in. Haven't the pivot balls worn down yet? Mine have been worn down and are no longer holding the links in place. Honestly, I haven't checked. Maybe I should check. In fact, now you mention it, I think one of them was a bit loose when I changed out one of the turnbuckles after we broke it. Probably was a little bit loose. But for a 3S car, I'm not too worried about a bit of slop, to be honest with you. I would be worried about it in this car for obvious reasons, so it's one of the areas I do need to go over. Not sure I like, that's not going in there very tightly. I'm going to get a longer one of these screws, I think. Not happy about how that's biting. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Over here, which are better. Bada bing, bada boom. See how this one goes. It's a little bit longer. Got something that bites all the way through, and that looks like it does. The hole does go all the way through, so we should be okay using a longer screw in there. If it's going to stay in. Come on. I'll be back to read comments in a second, guys. That's better, much more bite on that. Yeah, happy with that. Good afternoon to you from Brooks, Alberta, Canada. Evening, Craig, how are you? Not leaving a link for what I missed. To the lower suspension, or is that what the shock preloaders are for? You've lost me, Alfie. Rocket fans normally on eBay UK and some under different names. Yeah, there's lots of different names for them. I know Adrian sells them on Bad Touch Breakers under a different name. Amped, I think. What's the other ones? That Centro. on Model Sport, sell them. I don't know whether they all do the 25 by 25s, but they do come in 25 by 25, 30 by 30, 35 by 35, 40 by 40, and I believe 50 by 50. But not all of the rebranded ones do all those different sizes. But the Surpass Hobby ones do come in all those different sizes. Yeah, I'm not happy with that. Not happy with that either. I wanted to get the new bit for this, but again, out of stock. Because these screws all pulled out. And I don't know how many. I'm waiting for some more screws to turn up from my supplier. Bear with me a second, guys. Alexa, turn on lights.
Okay.
The 15mm ones, they're better. Titanium. Bada bing, bada boom. They 12mm. No. We'll have to do a little bit longer. M3 by 15mm. Certainly longer than those M3 by 10mm probably. I think we've got some 18mm ones coming tomorrow, so I might replace them with those. I would like to see Kev at the pod with Monster Truck, but there is next year. Yeah, next year he should hopefully be there. Where were we doing that one? Michael, we're working on the Road Rock because we had a crash, so just putting this back together now. He wasn't there this year. Truck is only just been built yet. No, he was where he was spectating. Of course, the hater came into dislike. Who came into dislike? Oh, someone put thumbs down, have they? Oh well, they joined the stream. That's all that matters. I just don't understand why people would join a stream and then put a dislike down. No logical sense of that whatsoever. They must be subscribed as well, which makes it even funnier. Hey ho. Yeah, the 45 by 45 I was hoping they did as well, but they don't, which sucks. I'll be 5 minutes gone to look at Rocket fans. Okay, Alfie. Night Zoz, thank you for coming by. Evening Michael, how are you? You need to ask Santa Pod about running no prep because they have a Firefox jet car and would be good to run with. No. But I want to get this big rock down there because knowing what this can do on 6S, I want to try and set up some sort of challenge where people turn up to try and beat it in their real life cars over a quarter of a mile. Now, obviously, There are cars that are going to be able to beat it, but will road cars be able to beat it? I don't know, because we know it can do 105 miles an hour. Can it get to 110? How many real cars, street legal road production cars, can get to 110 miles an hour in a quarter of a mile and accelerate off the line at 2 seconds? I don't think there's many cars in real life. I think this could take on your Ferraris, your Lambos, and goodness knows what else, and beat them over a quarter mile. And I just think that'd be funny to watch and see. Obviously, the issue is running against this sort of car. If this car goes skew whiff, you're then going to be running over a car at speed. It ain't going to be pretty. So, who's going to want to do that? I don't know. I'd be up for it because I'd only be losing a big rock. Still, probably £1,000 worth of equipment in it with the car and the ear singers and what else. So, it's not like we're running for free. It still cost us some money. But, hey, be a fun challenge, I think. Right, get the power plant back in. Evening, Ian, how are you? I was about to say, it's a bit late for you. You must be off to bed soon. Bada bing, bada boom. On the 3S line, I have no built-in way to lower the ride height. The preloads are for stiffening the shocks. We load it internally in the shocks with nitro. Yes. Yep, that's exactly how I did it. I think it's in video number 2 I show you. I put 10mm fuel line on the inside. I've got to open it up because the problem with nitro fuel line is it does deteriorate over time. Last time I checked on it, it actually split inside, so it actually wasn't limiting the shock travel at all. It does look like it's still doing it, but I want to open them up, just check everything's okay. And 40x45 max 5, twist it a bit and put the screws down the size. Still better cooling than the stock fan. Max 6 is the same. One jump and the fans are off. Okay, how's Maya, Ian? Good point. How is Maya? Has she recovered? That's okay, Ian, mate. You know, work takes priority. How is Maya, though? Is she okay? Fully recovered now? And you guys stayed free of it all? Yeah, but it's your WRX. The fact you do no prep, I'm guessing your WRX. What's it running, Mashi? But I'd be interested in doing that. Do I need to come round a bit? I can't remember. Will that come round one more? Can't remember how this was fitting. Go all the way over there. No, so I'd have to go all the way over there, which is not conducive, because that is, it must be those, yeah, it has to be that hole there. Maya's back to normal, wanting my credit card for shopping as normal. She's all fit and well then, isn't she? Right, I can't remember. I think we're going to drop down. We were on 28 tooth pinion. I don't think we need to be 28 tooth. I think we can probably go, and I was thinking about dropping it down a pinion size anyway. But I couldn't be bothered to remesh it before. So let's see if we can get away with the 28 still. has that gone stiff? Never used to be, well, I don't think it used to be stiff in there, or did that bit stay in there and everything else came out? I haven't been on there today, Graham. What did you get? Oh, Africots, you sure you can? You sure can, dude. You can vinyl wrap, yes. Vinyl wrap anything you want. If you can find someone to do it. My new toy is probably going to get a new vinyl wrap on it. I'll see you back soon. Ice. Yep. It's a skate park. Ice hockey is a skate park god. Not seen a track as I know. Not seen on a track as I know. No. So what you're come on, what's your WRX running, Mashy? I need to learn to do some tricks. I managed to somehow do a backflip with my 3S Centum, which is interesting. The Rival is a great car to learn how to backflip and front flipping and so else, because it will take a beating and it's fairly controllable in the air. I'm not whacking it and breaking a bearing. It's fine. It's in there enough. If in doubt, give it a clout. My biggest mistake for my driving when I first got back into the hobby was jumping straight in with the Creighton 6S EXB, whereas the boys both started on smaller cars. Their air control now is far better than mine because they've learned in a slower, more stable, tougher car. You know, Callum learnt in the Granite, Jack learnt in his Pro Line, and then subsequently on the Typhon 3S. So I wanted to get another Granite for me to learn on, but ended up getting the Rival in the end. So yeah, the MT10, we've broken our wheelie bar, but apart from that, I do like the Rival. And one of our wheels was very badly out of balance. I had to put a load of blue tack on it to balance it up. Let's see how this meshes up now with the. I had to trim down the. I had to trim down this mount surround last time to get. I think I was going up to a 29 tooth then. I think a 28 tooth just fits in. No. It's right on the edge of hitting. I think. Time you've meshed that. I'm going to trim that up a little bit. I think we can get away with it trimmed a bit. I didn't want to. I took a load off last time to go to 29. In reality, I didn't need to go that high. But I will trim. I'm going to trim this one back a bit, just so that we're got some clearance, because I do want to stay with 29. And we're going 8S. We know it did 96 on 6S. Is 28 tooth too much pinion? What do you guys reckon? Yeah, I've got to trim. This is what I did with the last one. I've got to trim it just around here a bit. This is what I did with What I did with this one wasn't a lot left. This bit, there's actually this bit down here that went. Actually, I think I have to trim. There's more I've got to trim as well. I think I've got to trim down here, if I remember rightly. Or is it on the inside of that bit? I had to trim some other bits to get all this to fit, I think. It's a bit of a pain. I'm having to redo all this because I did do it last time. To take that out. Let's trim this up a bit anyway, because I love the smell of molten plastic in the morning. My Crate 8S messed up. I don't have the kind of money to take care of it, so I'm just hanging it up. Oh, sorry to hear that, Everton. That is part of the problem with the bit. That's why I not really gone big time into the 8Ss, because they are, unless it's an X-Max, which is fairly cheap to fix in relative terms, but the Armour 8S cars, they're not cheap to fix. If you're going to be sending them like everyone else does, so. My honest suggestion though would be go and get something which is massively durable, cheap to fix. Something like an Armour 3S car, or even the MT Rival. Then you can still have fun. It's a bit of my doing. Do. Just this bit between there and there. You can still have fun, but earphone users, you might want to adjust your volume. Oh, we've gone through again. So that is now. A pain in the bum having to do it like this though, but then put it all back together to test it. And find out if you've done enough. It took me ages to do this last time. Looks good. We're clear there. We had to trim. That does tend to push in a bit. What else did we trim up? I can't remember what else we trimmed up, guys. Did we trim? Sure, we trimmed some other stuff on this. Not unless that's already trimmed on this one. Looks like the spur's taken a bit of a beating as well. Yeah, that spur's not long for this world either. You can actually see it's started going, which is annoying. I'm going to have to build another one. Whether that did it when it might have done it when it got damaged. Might have done it when we were drag racing. It was okay before we did the runs. It might have just been the fact it was on 8S. Too much for it. So I'm going to have to rebuild this now. I think I've got another spur handy. Well, we'll give it a run just to make sure it's all running okay still. Get it all meshed up. Yeah, the fact it's only it's not all the way around by the looks of it. It's just one bit of it. I think it probably happened when it crashed. Because we were probably, I know we were Callum was braking like you wouldn't believe. So when the impact happened, it probably messed it up a little bit. Because it's not all the way around, it's just in one area. Really annoying because this one was a nice round build on this one. Sometimes you don't quite get them central. And should have ordered some more because this is my last one. No, I've got one more actually. I'll order some more on snail mail, I think. I think I'll just put an order in with the model shop as well. I think I only bought 2. Right, what have I missed? See you later, Ian. Yeah, might catch Sunday. Might just be me, I'm not sure the boys are at. How many teeth do you have on that spur gear? 38 teeth on that one. Take care, Ian. Emily, make sure the MT10 pin is thread locked, though mine wasn't. Took the spur out. Oh, nasty. Evening, Josh. How are you? I'm doing good, thank you. You? Make sure the empty pinion is thread locked. Just a grub screw under it and then thread lock it in and put it back together. This is the one bit I hate doing on this though. It's meshing because you can't get to the. You can't. The pinion's so big it covers up the holes. Where are we? Where's my hex driver? There it is. Oh, put that in. There's a little access cover on, yeah. Only one screw to remove and you're into the pinion. I'll go and get my MT in a minute. Come on. Actually, that's why I took that bit away. I remember why now. Well, molten plastic. Ugh. I took that away so I can get to the pinion easier, or the grub screw rather. Because it goes down very low. But we don't tighten it up yet, do we? Right, fun part. Getting this to mesh nicely. You don't want it too loose, you don't want it too tight. I think that should be good. Bearing in there already. Check that on there, that on there. Just feels a bit, feels tight. Turn that off. Make sure, because obviously it had a lot of movement on the last one. It does move. See how that mesh feels now. I'm not happy. I'm not happy with it. Rival is a fantastic car. It's just an all-round good car, really, in my opinion. Oh, we've got a bit of a crack in that. You can see it, we did take a bit of a crack in there. But we can't see it. I hope that's going to be okay. Should be. Right, not happy with the way that's meshed. Just feels a little bit tight. But we don't want it too loose either. too loose. That should be perfect there. Nah, it's too tight as well. Oh, it's going to be one of those nights, guys. Such trial and error with this, though. I think it's all right here. It's just where it gets round to the other bit. Okay, I'm going to mount that up. I'm going to take that as it's okay. I want to make sure I'm going to put it all on and then just make sure that the motor shaft is not bent. Because obviously we bent the motor mount. I just want to make sure that the shaft isn't bent as well, because that would be a pain in the backside. We come down a bit, we lift a bit because it always, this comes up a bit when you're running, so you don't want to be perfectly low. You want to have a little bit of play in there so that when it comes up, when this lifts up a little bit, you're biting on the full thing. So we now mount that on there. We've got a bit of play in there. You can see if we come up on that, we're pretty good on the spur and the pinion. So I think we're good. We will get the motor plugged in. We will fire it up and see what happens. Make sure it all still works. I'm going to be a bit careful because the ESC, I don't want to be pulling, once we're in, I don't want to be pulling a pin out of this one. Some of these were easier to put in than others, like that one there. So I'm going to put the orange one in, that there. And then, see the way around these two guys, the way around they go. Put that one in there. Put that one in there. Okay, I have to confess it was because of RC Tuesday I fell in love with the MT10. I have to get down there. Yeah, thank you, bro. We do rate the little truck. It's cheapest. It's a great car. I can't fault it really. Not for the price you're paying and what it can do. We shattered one of them on Billy's for K4. Yeah, well, you actually sent that K4 to the moon, didn't you? Night all, got to go. Big exam tomorrow. Good night, Alistair. Thank you. Might see you Sunday. Take care, buddy. Right. Where's the 4S pack I had in here for this? Let's make sure it's running. Controller. Set to big rock. ESC fires up, so my soldering was solid. That's good. It looks to be running central, no bent shaft. That looks good. That is good news. We get that put back together, we'll get it all in the car. I need to build a new spur for it, but we're not running it until the new survey comes anyway. So let's just get it all back together and see how it sounds. Cheers, guys. Because it's going to need to burn off some of this casing anyway. Because the old casing got burnt out a bit here. As you can see, it does need to melt out a bit. There's only one way to do that. That's to run it. Come on, you went in there a minute ago. I haven't changed anything, thank you. Right. One, two, three. I drink Summer Fruits double strength. It's not alcohol. Ice cold Summer Fruits double strength. And I'll go for it very, very quickly as well, because I have it very strong. Ah. A cheeky vodka before, but yeah, I used to drink. I've stopped drinking now. I've got bottles of vodka and champagne, everything in the cupboard. I'm not against people drinking. It's just, it's not for me now. I've just lost all interest in it. Been there, seen it, done it, so to speak. Right, fun part, getting this back in there. If it helps you sleep, why not? You never had alcohol? Batteries die, it's only 4S. And it's probably on LVC. This is the bit that I hate. Trying to get this to pop in, because the way we're doing this, it's not the easiest thing to match up. There it goes. Next bit is this bit. Oh, sorry guys, that battery, I thought you meant my, I thought you meant this battery. Sorry guys. Oh, addicted, I'm sorry to hear that. You had a tough day. No, it should be back now. My battery was going. Apologies. I had a full charge battery this time as well. I made sure of that. So I wasn't expecting to have to do that. What time have we got? Oh, 2.5 hours? Yeah, probably. Right. Done that, done that. We'll do this, won't we? That comes all the way forward. That pops into that bit there. Don't need the bearing because we've got the bearing and everything. I don't really need that screw. I should have. Maybe that screw got jettisoned as well. Oh no. Screw's still in there. So we keep the bearing and the rubber shield and the screw as spares. And the holder I needed. So you're glad to be all finished work, did you? You need to go out and have a good old bash. Get that stress out. Gory Boggs, evening. Where are you then? 5:40. That's, you must be East Coast USA. Pop that in there. Yeah, sorry, when you were talking about battery, I thought you were talking about the battery on my car. You thought the ESC was flashing, showing low battery. I think this got... I think this got squashed down a bit as well. That certainly took a bit of a hit. In fact, I'm going to swap that out for the one that's in the centre. Yeah, I know what I did with the one in the centre. There's... Which drive shaft goes to which? That is a very good question. That's the one out of the big rock. That's the one out of the centre. So when I've just stretched the spring on, is the one out of the centre. That's the one out of the big rock. It's had more. Yeah, it's definitely one out of the big rock. That's the one out of the centre. That means what did I do? There it be. We'll borrow that one from the centre. There's the one from the big rock. Got a bit mushed. done that wrong, have I? Oh, I haven't done that again. Put it in the wrong way round. I bet I have. Which will wind me up if I have. Yeah. I've put it in the wrong way round again. Must have done, because it's as tight as you wouldn't believe. Sure I didn't put it in the wrong way round though. Maybe I'll run it with all that in there just to settle it all down. Hello Full Throttle RC, how are you? Alfie Cox. I'll get carried away on Facebook. Facebook's like YouTube, you can go down a rabbit hole. I find sometimes my evenings when I jump into YouTube, I'm sitting there watching things, and suddenly a few hours have passed, I'm going, where's that time gone? Yeah, I must put that in the wrong way around. Don't recall putting it in the wrong way around though. I did do that last time as well, didn't I? In this is a Max 6 ESC. On the Big Rock, these are GRPs, S4 GRPs. It's the right way round. So what's that sticking then? That spins. So why is it then not spinning? It goes like that. That spins. Don't understand why that then doesn't. Spins there. Why does that not want to turn? That makes zero sense. Unless, because it's hitting this bit here, the pinion. Duh. I've got to trim that off of there, haven't I? That's why. Right. I remember now. Had this before. So about there. So about there. Now I recall. It's a pain we can't use that bit, but we can't. Okay, sorry headphone users again. Ugh. Molten plastic. Yes, pinion's touching the cover, Jay. It's all right on that bit, but not on this bit. They bend and stay bent, then snap. If you spray stick ones with GT85, leave it overnight, it didn't kill mine. What was that? Yeah, Big Rock is now Road Rock. Also, sorry to keep track. What's it? Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Nailed it, you did. I totally forgot about this bit. That's why I tested it before firing it up, because that would have been a catastrophic failure. Just added another RPM bumper to the rear of the Outcast. Good. What is it? Still an Outcast, or is it? Did you get it into a Creighton in the end? Yeah, I just don't like. I mean, it is a good upgrade. I just don't like the look of bumpers on the rear of cars, personally. Yesterday, and I left out the clutch plate, then realised I missed out one of the air filter gaskets. My normal one is on a 6S car. When I strip the diff, I'll put it all together, and then I realise I didn't put the bearing on the bottom side, so then I've got to empty all the diff fluid out again and take everything out and then put it all back together again. That is the most annoying. Probably why I wouldn't sit down properly either. Now we have movement. How much clearance we've really got there, but hopefully enough. But we'll spin it up. Here, anything that is touching the pinion's going to, the pinion will strip off anyway. Tegra GRC, evening, how are you? Technically, yes, the number after the max is technically the... So max 10 is technically for a 1/10 scale, max 8 is for 1/8 scale, and max 6 is for a 1/6 scale, and obviously a max 5 is for a 1/5 scale. That is the technical way around it, but obviously the higher you go up, the more amperage, but at the same time, you can't go as high a kV. So max 5, for example, doesn't really like the high kV motors. You put RPM grams, yeah. I'd wait until, I'd have them in stock, full throttle, keep them in your bash bag or whatever, take them with you. If you break a stock one when you're out, then swap it out then. Or you can swap them out and then take your stock ones with you if you break one. I tend to keep them all with, whatchamacallit. Do the V5 towers stock, not on the rear, Seb, no. Because the V5 now comes with the EXB arms, so the geometry is different. The V5 and V4 rear shock towers are different. And the front ones are technically the same, but you need a different sway bar, I believe. I think it's a longer one. So when you're buying spare arms as well, that's why the RPM arms don't really work on the V5 and the Creighton and the EXBs. Right, I'm going to fire this up and make sure it spins before we put it back in the car this time. sounds a bit rough because obviously that spur gear is a bit messed up. I need to rebuild the spur or the spool. Now we get this back in here. CSLRC, how are you? Night, Emily. Take care. Thanks for coming on again. Shade Tree. Shade Tree RC. Evening. How are you? It's weird that I really want an ESC that has one of them startup songs too. You need a castle one then, really. What other one did it? Oh no, I think the Rival makes a bit of a nice little song when it starts up. Is it the Rival that does that? I can't remember. One of them. No, it was the Hoss, wasn't it? The Hoss Speed that made a nice little. It is something about that yeah, I do get. I like it as well. Oh, I hate doing this bit. There we go. Sometimes it just pops in, sometimes it doesn't pop in. Right. Let's see. First of all, if we've got the ESC riser the right way around. Second of all, how this runs. But I'm going to strip down the shocks and everything. I'm going to give it a proper... And I've got to find a better way to mount this ESC because... I might just stick it back down again. I might have had the wires coming out the other way last time, away from that. Oh, who knows? Who knows? Don't remember them coming in the centre. Maybe I had it further over. It did damage the back of the motor as well. It ripped that centre plate out a bit, so where the wires go in, I did have to take the motor apart, just check it was all okay, which it was, thankfully. Right, let's see if this is running the right way around. Just running the right way around. Not bad for 4S. That not bad. It was running the right way, wasn't it? Just double check that again. Yes. I'd rather have a Traxxas ESC as the MMX. It's the same thing, or used to be the same thing. What was that? I missed the question at the top. Apologies. Do many people have problems with castle systems? It's hit and miss, really. Just ordered my Avenger task with Big Rock after watching Hardcore RC. Nice. People have all systems. The XX2 has had some of the more serious issues with the big power stuff. You need proper wiring and connectors to hold the amps. You do indeed. I think it's the first batch of the XLX2s had the biggest issues. I think since then it's been okay. It's still because the servo's not connected, because I've got a new servo coming. The servo saver that we got as a replacement when the servo gave out is rubbish, and that's what caused our issue. So I haven't connected up the servo because this servo will be coming out and I'll be putting a new servo in. So that's the reason it's steering on its own, because it's not connected up. Chief Beardsley, how are you? Chilling in the shed buying stuff. Keeping away from the missus, are you? So that was on 4S. Who wants to see it on 6S? How the wires are strung. I've got a Mamba X and the software SWST edition and MMX6 needed to say the MMX is dead. No, that sucks. 1 week after warranty. Oh, joking. The one thing that did surprise me about Hobby Wing is that they only come with a 6-month warranty. That did surprise me, in all honesty. But they have done a goodwill for us, so I can't moan too much about it, because they did do goodwill when we had an ESC Go and a Motor Go, which wasn't a bad goodwill gesture. It just sucks that they only have a 6-month warranty on it. Right, time I was off. Catch you next time. Later. Cheers, Jay. See you later, mate. Take care. I'm going to be calling it at night as well, because it is 11 o'clock. I've got to go and eat my cake. It's my Thursday night treat. Not sure I like those wires coming over there, so I might, which is really annoying because I've just meshed it all. I'm not sure I like those. I mean, they can't go down to that, but if that does explode, it could take the wires out. I'm sure I had them over at 90 degrees to there before, so when I open it all up, I might switch that out. Let's just see what it's like on. Don't do this at home, guys, but you can do that. It just doesn't connect very well, but you can technically put a EC5 into an XT90. I just don't recommend doing it. And we will pop it up on a stand. See how this fires up on 6S. Headphone users might want to be shielding. That's 6S. You've got another 2S to go in this yet. And that's not even fully charged LiPo. That's 96 miles an hour in the air. Give it another little quick run. on, baby. The thing is, there's not much vibration on the drive shaft either. I don't know whether you guys can see that. Try and bring you in a bit and up a bit. It's going to get loud. It's going to get loud and it's going to get proud. Hopefully you guys, yeah, you can see that now. So I've never really run this off with the cover off, almost full anger. We're not obviously running it on 6S, but it does go 8S. But this 6S, well, you've seen the 6S part. I mean, on 8S, this thing's insane. But this is a drive shaft, obviously, and I'm surprised there's not that much. For a plastic drive shaft, we'll get it up to speed and you'll see there's hardly any vibration or wobble there at all. I mean, I can't see any vibration there. Which is actually one of the things I was concerned about, that we get a lot of vibration in this and then it explodes. But hey, this will be holding firm and good. That fan is working, isn't it? Yeah. Right. As much as I can do on the Road Rock at the moment, until I get the servo back. I'm not going to run it again with this servo in there or with that servo saver on it, because I don't want to crash it again. I've got, oh, actually, what I haven't done is I haven't put the front back on. You can join me for that as well. Be careful of that because I don't want that popping out. Put that bit back on, and I haven't put those screws back in yet either. Oops, that could have been interesting. Never did up the diffs properly. I've melted them. There's one in there. It's still an underthought throttle because there's no servo, Dan. There's no servo attached to it, look. Servo's not connected, that's why it's steering. It's not steering on its own, it's steering because there's no servo attached to it. Need to mount that. I don't want to mount that until the servo's in. Oh, and I haven't put that back in yet either. Oops. Although I'll probably leave that out as well because I need to get some new battery straps in here because they stripped out. I'm going to put on the... I'll try and fix that. Might try and hammer that flat, or I might just get a new one. That's dead. That's dead. That's for the bin, for the bin, for the bin. All the bits over here. So we've got lots of shattered bits that came out of it. Various bits that just exploded with the car. All fixed now and ready to run again. Well, almost. Once the servo's back, that was a mess as well, but I boiled it up. You can see where it got a little bit squished and that's not come out. But that was an absolute mess. But I boiled it up and then managed to get it back into shape, and it's held shape okay. So that's good. The good thing about these plastics, if you boil them, you can normally get them back into some resemblance of the shape they should be in. Armour 3S metal disc back in stock, trigger finger is twitching. You don't need them, Seb, just drive properly. Hobby Ring Direct. Oh, what are you putting up, Addicted? Right, I'm going to go to my PC, go and wash my pandies. Time for bed. Here's your reminder, adjust to turn this off in settings. Not time for bed. Stupid phone telling me it's time for bed. Of all the things. 11 o'clock. Donkulous. I don't go to bed that early. This is the ESC you want. I'm gonna wash my pandies. Wash my pandies, eat my cakey. Tidy up my kitchen because it's a state. Oh, my new motor turns up with the DR10 tomorrow as well. So we'll work on that tomorrow at some stage. Get that ready. Got my cake, because I'm not fat enough already. Oh, I need my drink for my cake. Might as well go and top up my drink. So someone was asking me what drink I have. I have summer fruits, and I'll show you. But it has to be ice cold. I can't stand it room temperature or anything else like that. So it all comes out. Ice dispenser, ice cold water. And I have it strong. So I'll put about, that's probably a bit too much water actually. I'll flip you over. So there. Summer fruits, double strength. Double strength's not double strength enough for me. Because then I like it strong. And the alcohol is in there. But that's been there for years. Unopened bottle of vodka. It's so old. The label's actually all faded. Look at that. Maturing with age, that is. Cheers, guys. Right. Let's see what's being said. I better turn the volume off. Adverts? Who put adverts on their stream? These are on Max 10 short course truck 2 to 4S. Okay, so does the SEC have dual connectors? Is that something you want? You can always put the dual connectors on yourself, Alfie. Most of the ESCs actually out of the box don't come with any connectors on them at all. Just come with 2 wires coming off and you have to put the connectors on yourself. Thinking about getting a Max 8 ESC for my E-Max. The Traxxas VXC right now is not smooth on the front. Not smooth, and also unless you buy it, the reverse is the same, and the reverse is the same as forward, and brakes are horrible on it as well. A lot of people run the 2200 combo. Yeah, the other thing that people run in their Maxes is the actually the X-Max system into their Max, because it's a stock straight swap over. But again, it's limited control in the ESC unless you buy the Bluetooth dongle and then do it through the app. This is what's frustrating about the Traxxas stuff. But just remember, if you do change the ESC in any Traxxas stuff, it invalidates the whole warranty, so just be cautious of that. Max 8 MT410 is, yeah, more than enough, because you probably only run it on 4S as well. Which went 6S, really? Max 6 on the MT410. Do you run it 6S or 4S, Sadie? I see it all the time if you're on thermal shutdown. See, I would have just got Max 8 in our Techno 48 2.0 and it's never had a problem with it. Can't get the McLaren stuff at the moment, addicted. That's what I wanted to get, the DRK, McLaren DRK. Can't get it anywhere. And the UK importer of McLaren has got zero interest in importing it. So I was a bit nervous about buying an ESC from the States, getting it imported in, then it plays up. You know, how are you going to warranty it and everything else like that? So that's why I've gone for the ER10 Pro. Yeah, I put the water in before that. Who are you? You need a lesson. No, it's the best way to make it because it's ice cold. As you put it in, it all sinks down anyway. I've tried it the other way, and because everything's cold, I then have to get a spoon to mix it up. So by doing it this way, it works better. That makes sense. I used to do it the other way, but it doesn't work. So this way, I don't have to mix it because it's ice cold in there and everything. It all sinks down. Or well, this is what I've got for my DR10. I've gone for the XR10 Pro 160 amp ESC. My motor turns up tomorrow. It's been out of stock, but that turns up tomorrow. So that goes in as well. I wanted to get the McLaren stuff. Yeah, it should rip. Where did you get the McLaren from? I couldn't find it anywhere, even in the USA. I tried to Island Hobby Nut. It was showing it in stock, but then when I questioned, they went, "Oh no, it wasn't in stock." So everywhere I've tried, McLaren's website, everyone seems to be out of stock of it. Yeah, I've got some bodies to get painted, but they just, they're on speed cars, but I don't want to ruin them then. So I might do X-Max system on the Max 6S, because the X-Max needs a new system anyway. Fits straight in, same size. Did anyone see the Lossy Armour Typhon roller coming out? No? Lossy / Armour Typhon roller coming out. I haven't seen that. Where did you see that? Tegrity. Is that right to pronounce it? Hopefully. See you later, Rossi Mossmaster. Thanks for coming by. My local shop has them, still has more. Really? What, the DRKs? It's a nice big cherry bakewell. I get one every Thursday. My dad drops me off one every Thursday. He's 82 years old, and he goes to the local butchers and picks me up a big old cherry bakewell every Thursday and drops it round. Should work now. I've added you as a mod, Tegrity. Get you to put that on. Titanium tails or 775. Titanium still bends, Seb, so we've bent the scorched titanium tails are fantastic. I'm not criticising the product at all. PJ, evening. Yeah, got to cherish the dad. It was Mum and Dad's 60th wedding anniversary last year. It's got, obviously, the celebrations put back to this year, so actually they've been married 61 years. Oh, now you tell me. What's the model shop addicted? I wonder if they ship to the UK. Because I can always use that XR10 Pro in our drift car. You should be able to post the link now, Tegrity, because I've added you as a mod. $61 are not out indeed. They're doing very well. On the other hand, I've been divorced twice. So the DR10 comes with a Reedy ESC, Seb. It's coming out. We're only it's only a 60 amp one. So. Now we've looked at view ones, I've taken a lot of advice. The DRK one's very good on the basis it has all the firmware settings specific for dragging, where you can adjust the different things, but you can do that technically on your radio as well. I can do it on my controller. If I set in the Expo to cut in. And I know Hobby Wing are going to be bringing out a new one as well, firmware, for their ESCs allow you to do the same thing. So the only thing setting the DRK apart really from the competition is that 5-stage, or it's up to 7-stage now, launch stages that they do. Yeah, I haven't looked at them. I mean, I wanted something that I knew about, Seb, so people recommended the XR10 Pro. One of the fastest guys in the USA uses an XR10 Pro. Yeah, the V2 program card's what I've got. That's all right, PJ, you're here, that's the main thing. I've got that, so that's the Bluetooth or Wi-Fi OTA programmer, the new one. But it still uses the same software on your phone, and then a no polarity cat pack to go on it as well. So because of the batteries I'm using, you could technically plug them in the wrong way round. Quite easily, in fact. Should be very easy to ship, I would have thought. RC World is the shop. Have a little look-see. Paste. Cinematic. Oh, how do you? You're not in New Jersey, are you? Addicted? I thought you were California. That's RC Carbide. Is that the right one? Are you New Jersey way addicted, or are you? Yeah, okay. How you didn't get hit with the flooding over the weekend, did you? Or just yesterday? Say the weekend. Remnants of Ida. You didn't get hit with all that flooding, did you? I don't know why, but I thought you were California. Probably because whenever I've seen you, you've always had nice weather. Oh, come on. No results coming up in the when I search it. I'll have it later. I said a slash body on a Mac, so I haven't actually. No, probably quite funny. If you had an RC boat, of course. I'm still waiting for mine. The date just keeps getting pushed back and back and back and back, and it's getting very, very boring. Because I think it's now back in, I don't know when it's going to be, but I think the ponds will be frozen over by the time they get the boats in over here. Well, whilst my house did, yes, in the same town actually, but no, it's just very bad rain for us. It's all a few inches. Oh, I'm glad you didn't get hit with it, mate, because I saw it was quite bad. There's tornadoes and goodness knows what else, so. A few weeks back, I've now ordered some Duratac 6-pack tyres from X-Max. First purchase from over the pond, hope they arrive. They should do, just be careful of that import duty or import tax. That's the only thing that can suck. When did your X-Max tyres give out then, PJ? You sent me a link for one on eBay, have you? I did your Hark RSC version for your Kraton. Did you see it? Ooh. Oh, looks like Allied Skins might have done a specific skin. Hey. All three. That's a lot of money on there. Oh no, is that the motor? Hang on, man. McLaren DRK Drag Racing King ESC and Phantom V2 Pro modified 4.5 turn motor. El Cajon, California, $19 postage. Really? That seems cheap for the postage. No warranty on it though. You know, do I want to spend $350, £253 on a second-hand ESC and motor that if it burns out, I've lost it, it's gone. Or if it turns up and it doesn't work, it's just a pain in the backside to deal with. As I said, I've gone with the XR10 Pro. I can't believe how small it is. It's probably a similar sort of size. I mean, the DRK is probably an XR10 Pro because that's a 160 amp ESC. It's probably the same thing, unless McLaren make themselves. I don't know, but with their own firmware on it, it could well be. This is 160 amp as well. And I've got a motor turning up tomorrow as well, which should put us right if we can get the thing running. I've got some new tyres, I've got a wheelie bar, ESC mount, idler gear. What else have I got coming? I can't remember, some other bits and pieces. There's one of the, yes, keep blowing them. Yeah. No, it's got nothing to do with drying them properly. It's called poor quality foams, PJ. My court case is just over a week. About it. It'll be fun. See what happens. If they're always going to be safe, well, unless they're flying through the air. What was that? You make sure your RC's are on a high shelf, Lowell. Yeah. Well, they're waterproof, so. What are the specs on that? On this ESC? 160 amp to, I think it does 4S. Might be 1 or 2S. But it's basically a Max 10 on steroids because it's got everything you need on it. It's got an external switch, an internal switch, an external switch which you can plug in there. The caps, I will take those off and put the non-polarity ones on there. This is the best, one of the best ESCs you can get in this size for a Max 10, for a 10th scale car. Outside of the DRK, that's probably the one to go for the drag racing, according to the guys that I spoke to. It's a shame the XR8 doesn't work with other motors because that's a 200 amp ESC. It's obviously a bit bigger than that, but yeah, I mean it does turbo timing up to 60 degrees. And what else? You know, I'm still. Yeah, it's the 5-stage launch control, but I know Hobby Wing are going to be coming out with their drag-specific firmware, and then, you know, McLaren lose a bit of their advantage unless they go 7 or something. Yeah, it's probably all in the programming. Call you as a witness. Oh, I'm either going to win or lose. Either way, for me, it's a matter of principle. Because the tyre, it lost all its foam within 5 runs. I mean, it just disintegrated. And I know it's happened to other people. Seb, it's happened to Seb, and it's happened to a lot of other people as well. So, let's have a look. XR10 specs. Hobbit Wings Wi-Fi Express module on iPhone, program it, yada 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 yada. It's used by Bruno Cahillo, Ollie Jeffries, Freddie Sudoff, plus many more. The must-have speed controller for top-line racers. Oh, someone's been busy buying it up because the Model Sport are out of stock of them now. And you can get the Elite, but the Elite is £10 more, but all it is lighter, no external switch. Which you get the external switch with this, you just don't have to use it. So you're paying extra to not have something, and then you've got to buy it extra. I mean, that made no sense to me. Car systems. Come on. Come on. 1/10 scale. XR10 Pro G2. I think that's the one I've got. Details. Yes, Gen 2 V4. See what lipos it takes. So I honestly don't know. G2 is 2S lipo, yes. Only takes 2S lipo. 1/10 scale, 160 amp, 2S lipo, or 5/6 cell NIM. So you can have up to softening range up to 75%, drag brake. You've got up to 60-degree turbo timing, which is insane. So it's probably, you'll probably find it's exactly the same as McLaren. It even may be McLaren buy them off of Hobby Wing and then put their own firmware on it. No, it's all being done via video, Seb. So all being done on Teams over video call. The interesting thing is, we're supposed to send each other full disclosure 2 weeks beforehand. Oh, low battery. I've sent mine off, but they haven't sent theirs in, so that's probably. Check a link you sent me on Messenger. Will this fan plug into the receiver or not? No. You need to cut that off and put a JST on it. Which is a bit of a pain if you don't have the crimping tools to do it as well. You can do it with pliers, but I forgot about that. Yeah, the 25mm ones you have to cut those off and then put your own JST on it. Yeah, those are just JSTS. Those you can plug into the receiver. Just have to make sure the ground. Oh, can you plug them in, JT? I've never tried. It's just that it doesn't go that. If it doesn't fit, you can always cut it off and put a JST on. It might well be able to fit onto the ESC. Presumably you're plugging it into the ESC because the motor wire, those wires on those fans are not very long. They're only about yay long because they're designed to go into ESCs and then mount down. So would you go for titanium or 75 towers? You got the sidetrack. So I did get sidetracked. Sorry, the scorched ones, we've bent the titanium ones. Titanium does bend steel. 70-75 is less likely to bend them. I personally would probably go 70-75. We on the Italian, Callum bent the rear shock tower. Nothing wrong with the product, but we bent them. I haven't tried sledgehammer tyres. I've bought the Mad Max wheel adapters for the X Max, so I can fit any other wheels on there. But you know, I managed to run I bought a new set of stock ones, and I've been running those successfully thus far. I didn't want to run anything heavier. That's why I think I like the stock tyres because they're lighter. But I am waiting for the new Proline Mashers to come out, which are belted and supposed to be quite light at the same time. Oh, you're talking about the Max, not the X Max. Yeah, on the Max, as long as you don't use that self-right, the only time we've blown a tyre on the Max, and I just super glued it back together, and it's held up since then, is when Canon decided to use the self-right function. And it just ripped it apart. They've been awesome. I love the way it handles with them. I'd say yes. Josh Williamson, how are you? Innovation, evening. You called me before I finished this time. How are you? Love your channel. Love your speed runs and everything. I just bent my pins together and pushed the connectors down from the two. Mine haven't come out yet. Is that with those little connectors on, Seb? These ones. I'll send you the link. Seb. I haven't tried it because I just personally cut them off because I've got the JST connectors and I've got the crimping tool, so it was no problem for me to cut them off. I didn't even try and make them fit. But if you can answer Alfie, these are the fans that he's looking at. I just sent you. Are they the ones you've used? They fit into the ESC, those little plugs. Oh, the Max is awesome. Callum loves him. He's although saying that, he's turned his attention back to his Notorious. Notorious didn't get run for a good 6 months. And he was all about the Italian and then the Max. Now he's been running the Nottie again. He actually he likes running the Nottie again. There's a full set of 7mm 70-75 tails on Motorsport, 50 quid. RW. No, don't go. They're better than stock, Seb. But I know a few people that had them and bent them. I'm not convinced they're. I think they're Armour 70-75 rather than something like M2C 70-75. Yeah, we love it. The only issue we had with the Max was we kept blowing the front bulkhead. And then I put the Vitavon one on, and then I put the Vitavon C hubs and whatchamacallits on as well when we broke those because it was cheaper than putting the Traxxas ones on there. On the big rock, they have an extension lead that runs out the receiver box, and it's on a cable with some heat shrink and around it. Can't remember which cable. Yeah, that runs out to the motor over the. Alfie? Where are you trying to put the fan? Is it for the ESC, or are you looking to put the fan on the heat sink? I've tried drilling through M2C 7075 T6. It ain't the easiest stuff to drill through unless you have a good drill bit. You don't solder JST, you crimp it. The thing with upgrades is weight. Other companies are pretty heavy. M2C is durable and lightweight. Very true. Don't want to put too much weight on. Will you be going to Santa Pod for that? Oh, I don't know. What's going on at Santa Pod for the Halloween event, PJ? I might well be interested. See if the boys want to do it as well. Normally we do things like Thorpe Park. We didn't do that last year. We do Fright Nights, but we're avoiding those sort of places at the moment because we just don't want to be overly crowded in with people. Oh, I do apologise. I was reading that as innovation. Sorry, innovative RC. I do apologise. Very, very, very closely matched. But anyway, welcome to the stream. Heatsink. You can change the heatsink. So you're looking at a fan for the heatsink on the motor of a 3S car, correct? Because the one you've sent me a link to is the one that would go in your ESC. You're looking for the one to go on your heatsink on your motor. Is that one. It's a 30mm SAR Pass rocket fan, 28,000 RPM, 11 mount 39. They do, depends what colour, that's the grey or silver one. They do a red one and they do a yellow one. They also do a blue one. They also do an orange one. I didn't know they did a blue one. And that's the blue one. But that's what you want. 30mm fan is the one that goes on the motor ESC. Sorry, the motor heatsink. Okay. Thanks, Seb. You can change the ESC one, it's a 25mm one. As I said, this is the blue. That's the fan you want. Mid flies. Got him. Okay, I'll look out for that. Might well do. I did like so. It's a bit of a drive for me. It took like 2.5 hours to get there, but it's a good old laugh. Good place to go. The boy, you know, Callum never really heard a fully fledged proper drag car going down the strip. So he was like, "How loud is that?" Well, yeah, it's proper loud. Anyway, guys, I've just seen the time. Called it at 12. I'm going to have to call it a day. Get myself off to bed. And I can't believe 27 of you are still watching 4 hours stream. Unbelievable. So, thank you for all coming by. Thank you for all spending the evening with me. It's very much appreciated. You sorted out for your messenger. Okay. Yeah, he needs a 30mm one, Seb. Not a 25mm. Hello, Noel Batan from Belgium. Unfortunately, you're just catching the end. I'm just saying good night. I do apologise, but thank you for coming by. I stream every Thursday from 8 PM GMT, so feel free to pop over. I normally fix in on cars and then I pop in to just sit down and chat with the people that are still left that are interested in chatting. We just have a bit of a chin wag. But thank you for popping by. Anyone that's left that hasn't given me a thumbs up, please give me a thumbs up. See if we can get to 80 likes today. That would be fantastic. But if not, thank you for popping by anyway. Take care, everyone. And we will see you next week. I'm trying to get a video out for Sunday. I don't know whether I'll get it done because I've got a lot of work to do tomorrow for work all the way through. And in the evening probably. I've got to try and get the DR10 ready for Sunday if we go out. And then I'm out all day Saturday, my parents' 60th wedding anniversary. So I'm a bit short of time. I thank you very much for the thumbs up. I'll try and get, if not, I'll try and get it out for Wednesday, for Monday or possibly Tuesday. But we'll try and get it done. And it will be the big rock crashing. So the repairs you saw tonight, you'll be seeing what caused them in the next video. So watch out for that one. Okay, guys, take care. And we'll see you all next week. Thanks for coming by. Bye, everybody. Oh, 2 thumbs down. Look at that. Fantastic. Take care, guys.